What is up, guys? It's Super Electivire here, and I will be bringing you some Showdown. Now, I don't know if you've seen my other videos where I mentioned Spark, but today I will be battling Spark today. Well, today I will be battling him, and it will be on Showdown. So, yeah, here we go. We'll be doing 3 matches, all 3 at the speed of normal, and yeah, I'll just be using random teams. The first 2 are teams given to me. This one's given to me by Fake Phoenix from Pokeball. Of course, he also plays on Showdown, because like everybody does. And then, of course, the second team is from Thunder Orange, as he is known on Showdown. But, of course, both have Showdown names, which are different. So, and then the final one is a gimmick team, I suppose, that I made myself, based on this weird set, which I'll go into later. Right now, let's just go bring on the first battle. So, I'm going to go on slow, just in case you want to read this. So, it's a bit slow, but it's okay. So first, I just assume he's a physical attacker, as this is a pretty. His team is basically made up of the lower tiers and stuff. So I go for the Will-O-Wisp, but he's actually faster. So I go into the Roost because I know I can take it, and I predict him going for Nasty Plot, predicting the switch. But it turns out he's actually faster. Again, I don't know these Pokemon or their speeds since I never run into it, but. This Dark Pulse actually does a huge chunk amount of damage. I am physically defensive, but it does a huge chunk of damage, like way more than I expected. But basically this thing's gonna sweep my team right here, and there's literally nothing I could have done. I forgot that I actually taunted him, so I did not go for the Sucker Punch. That would have been a better play, but honestly it doesn't matter too much because except for this Heatran. Now, I actually flinch, which really sucks because I went for the Roar to maybe try surviving a little bit longer, but to be honest, it doesn't make a difference because he could just come back sweep, and he still has like 4 more pokes. This guy already took out like half my team already, so of course this Flamethrower just completely decimates me, even with Galley's nice special defense stat. Just, yeah, this ×2 special attack Life Orbs is just too strong. So this thing just like destroys my team. And yeah, that's it for the first replay, basically. And yeah, so here is the second replay. And again, we'll be going at normal speed. Oh yeah, one other comment I want to make for this one is that I'm not as great as running bulky, as you notice. You got Zapdos, Gliscor, Heatran, and Mew. They're all like stallish Pokemon, especially with like bulky sets and stuff. I feel like I am better at, if I have slow Pokemon, I like having priority. And I also like, I'm just not as used to running bulky offense. Bulky offense is decent, but like I don't like running like completely Stallmons on a offensive team. I don't know if that made any sense, but I just basically, I prefer offense. So this one's the one given to me by Thunder Orange, and nickname's not mine. I don't approve of a lot of these nicknames, no offense, dude, but like, yeah. I can't believe I actually survived that. I actually expected him to switch, but I forgot hidden power ice. But luckily I survived, and then that U-turn, it does good damage. And I actually thought about switching in, or going with the Secret Sword, but you know, I figured, well, it's okay. I need to get rid of this thing, just in case he wants to predict the Secret Sword and go for Metagross or Thundurus. So luckily, this guy survived, so I am able to switch into the Thunderbolt. And then he has to switch out because I could do some serious damage. But I instead decided to go for the Stealth Rock, predicting the switch, although I could have gone into Earthquake, but I really don't know what this thing is good for. So I just U-turn out there because I know I'm faster. And then I go into Ferrothorn, but this guy is also a Spiker, apparently. I know it has Toxic Spikes, but apparently it gets Spikes too, so I just switch out because I literally just stayed in there just to, do it. But I can't really touch this guy, so I don't want him to set up more of the stuff. So I actually dodge a taunt, which is nice, but I can't Swords Dance or Roost, but that's okay. So he does get the Flash Fire predicting it, but it doesn't matter since I got Brave Bird. I'm not choiced or anything, so it's all good. He sends in Quillfish next to get off that Intimidate, which is pretty decent play. But I just go into my Latias because I want to get off that Defog, but then I realized, well, Spikes doesn't hurt my team that much compared to Stealth Rock on his team, so I'm like, okay, I'll just use Draco Meteor, and that actually kills, so this guy's mostly physically defensive, I suppose. So it's all good. So I don't think I could defeat him with that -2 special attack. So I go ahead and switch out, and I end up basically sacking my Diancie. So this team is actually based off of Mega Diancie. So yeah, so much for that. So then I go back into my Talonflame, and I actually predict him going into Thundurus, but he goes into Metagross instead, and that's all good because Flare Blitz will do. And I believe Brave Bird does up to like 30 damage or something against the Mega Metagross, so I just go for Brave Bird, and that just KOs, which is pretty ironic because both of our Megas basically just got stacked off. And then, so this guy obviously is going to be able to beat me, so I just take that electric attack using my Ferrothorn, who resisted it because he is grass. And just in case, because Landers would have been an immunity, but he could have predicted that with a hidden power ice or even anything, really. But I forgot he has Focus Blast, and that just manages to finish on my Ferrothorn, so yeah, that's not good either. I do send in my Latch Gas because it can take special defense hits pretty well. And then just go for the Draco Meteor since I don't really need this guy anymore. She could help on the Thundurus, but honestly it's better to just defeat the Virizion, I thought. So, nickname's good though, Verizon. Yeah. But, basically, I switch out, into this guy. Just to take, just to sack it basically. Cause I don't need it too much anymore, although it would come in handy on the Thundurus. But, I just, did it. I don't remember why exactly. And I go for the Secret Sword, because I have to sack something in order to get the Secret Sword in, so. Yeah, because Secret Sword hits on the defensive side instead of the special defensive side, and since Goodra is an amazing special beast, it, couldn't take that Secret Sword. Yeah, because it uses my special attack on their physical defense, and I am Specs, so yeah. And that Secret Sword, Specs, just manages to just completely get rid of that Thundurus there. So yeah, that's it for that battle, and then, yeah, here we go. Here's the final battle. This is my own team. I am using a interesting Charizard set. It's a Mega Charizard X. And it is actually a bulky set. I believe it's running 252 HP, and like 252 defense or special defense. I forgot, and I believe it's 4 attack or something. I don't remember. Maybe I actually don't remember the spread. All you know is that's 248 HP to minimize stealth rock damage. Oops. Yeah. So yeah, definitely check out Spark's YouTube channel. I will put it in the description below. Basically here, I just wanted to take some damage with this guy. I expected a Scald or a Ice Beam, but he went for the Psyshock instead, just in case I switched. Now, I am Choice Banded, and then, so I am able to do some decent damage, 70 damage actually, which is good. I actually was gonna sack this guy, but then, but then, because I thought he was gonna go back into Starmie, but he actually didn't. He went into his Garchomp, which just happens to be Stealth Rock. And, yeah, that did a huge chunk of damage. I guess Amoonguss is not, Sungus, sorry, is not as bulky as I thought, but he does have a Regenerator, so he's a pretty decent wall. I have a hard time using this team because, again, it is more of a defensive team. With Gothitelle being defensive, Amoonguss being defensive, Azumarill being bulky, and Zapdos being defensive, and again, I'm running bulky Charizard, so yeah, it actually is pretty defensive, which is why it's kind of hard for me to use it, so I don't play this very well, and I believe this is like one of my few times I've ever used it, so he just wants to get off his Stealth Rock, but I just keep going. Now, I'm actually Specs, so Psyshock did a whole lot less than I thought, but it's okay, it's still enough for me to finish him off, so I didn't really need Gothitelle for anything except for that Starmie, but, yeah, so I go back in my Amoonguss, who's now basically full health, but this guy sets up Dragon Dance, but it's okay. I just go ahead and go straight into, my Spore, because I thought I could survive it. I actually don't think I could survive it, but yeah, so it turns out his Starmie is actually a status absorber. So yeah, it actually has natural cure, and I didn't know that. So I thought it was analytic, which most run. Yeah. So I go into this guy just to try to take this guy, and he actually makes a mistake there, going for Zen Headbutt. But it's good for me, so I just go for the Defog just to get rid of those rocks for my Charizard. And then of course I just just go ahead and go. I just actually predict him to expect me to switch, and I go for the roost, which actually helps me. He actually goes for the sword stance, but that Zen headbutt still doesn't kill because, like I said before, I am actually physically defensive, so that does help a lot, and I just end up losing this guy. He actually carries Thunder Punch instead of Ice Punch. I'd assume that Ice Punch is more helpful in this metagame, and I'm actually banded, like I said before, so Aqua Jet is going to be enough to kill it. So I was just messing with him, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like Assault Vest or something, right? But it's actually Choice Band, so yeah. So I come in here and I go for the Dragon Claw. Now that does an amazing damage. I actually expected to do less, but that's okay. Dragon Claw, that's awesome. So yeah, again, if you want to see the chat, just pause it. And now there's actually nothing I could do here, but I thought Dragon Claw would do more, and I knew he would predict me to switch. So I actually switched now because yeah, I actually kind of need this guy for Scissor just in case I do survive. Go into my Sungus, and then Stone Edge does a huge chunk of damage. But, yeah, I can't really do anything about that. So, he just goes into Fire Punch. I lose my Sungus. And then, yeah, so I tried getting off Vacuum Wave, but it's not enough because you do get increased defenses inside, a special defense in Sandstorm. So, my Lucario just gets wiped out with one Fire Punch. But that's okay because my Charizard X is bulky. And I actually survived the crunch. He actually went for crunch just in case Stone Edge missed, but that sort of killed it. So the Sandstorm is he's weakness policy, so he does not have that smooth rock or whatever it's called for the Sandstorm extension. So yeah, I actually survived that bullet punch. I'm like, what? And like I actually survived. And yeah, this is like so hilarious because I actually survived this too. So he goes for the Hydro Pump, and because because I'm bulky, I do manage to survive and go for the Thunderbolt and GG. That was a hilarious battle. As you can see, I just went crazy, but yeah, that was a hilarious battle. I did not expect to win. That was like crazy. Yeah, it was really weird, but really awesome at the same time. So good game, Spark. I will put his YouTube channel in the description below, and yeah, we'll see you. Yeah, if you want to subscribe to him, we'll see if we're gonna be doing any more battles anytime soon, and we'll see if I actually record some Showdown. So I'll be coming out with some QQAAs soon, and in addition, I'm not really sure. I'm gonna try doing some more Pokemon Sweet version Let's Play, but other than that, yeah. Thanks so much, guys. Please subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed the video. See you guys later.